Keith in Stanford. What's up, Keith?
Francesa, an honor speaking with you as always.
What's happening?
I've got a football question for you, and I hope you don't hang up because I know you're not a fan of the fantasy football.
I have nothing to do with it, but what's the question?
Well, yeah, I remember last year when Brian Westbrook made that play against the Cowboys.
I loved it. I wanted to kiss him.
Well, the Eagles were up like 34-3.
I wanted to kiss him because I wanted to kiss him because he annoyed every fantasy every fantasy fan in America. They probably wanted him drummed out of America, right?
He broke off the touchdown run, but then basically took a kneel at the 2-yard line to run out the clock.
It was perfect. It was done. It was the anti-fantasy move. It was
exactly.
It was
what
the
you said
perfect
was
play.
you were so glad that it killed all the fantasy geeks out there were upset about it.
It did. The ones who don't know what team they're rooting for on Sunday, who are rooting for both teams at the same time. No. You ever sit in a house with someone? No. Oh, wait. Oh, he can score. He can't score. No, he can score. No, he can score. I have that defense. I have that kicker. Leave me alone. Get out of the house, please.
Okay, Mike. I understand your point of view. You're not the only one who feels that way, but when Fox Sports reports that 15 million Americans now are playing fantasy football.
Oh, I don't disagree that it's clearly a moneymaker, and it is clearly generational because I would think the average player is 16 to 30, right?
It definitely is generational.
Right, and listen, I understand that there are many things that you at what age are you, Keith?
I'm 22.
Yeah, many things at 22 that you enjoy that I don't have any use for. And you know what? That's just the way it is. I do understand that. And, I always wondered in life, because I always said, I know my mother's not cool, but I'm going to be cool when I'm my mother's age. And you know what? I'm probably not cool either. So, Mike, I understand that's how life goes,
You've got the greatest piece of real estate in radio in New York. And even here at home, Malusis plays, Evan Roberts plays, Adam the Bull plays.
Yeah.
And this is my question for you.
Yeah.
Malusis said
I rest my case. Where are they?
What's that?
I rest my case. Where are they?
Well, Malusis said the other night he'd be willing to play Commissioner Malusis in an FAM league with those two other clowns, maybe a couple FAM producers, maybe a couple hand-picked WFAM listeners.
I actually won a championship 2 years ago.
You played?
No, I actually played in Jim Nance's league, but what he doesn't realize is they sent me the trophy, but what he doesn't realize is that I never even knew who was on my team. I made Ack draft my team and manage it, and Ack won. The next year he finished last.
Well,
he won the championship, but don't ask me who was on my team because I have no idea.
That's a big part of running a franchise in sports is knowing, how to delegate.
That's it. Wait, all right, so your point about the giant wide receivers is?
Well, which one do you think catches the most receptions and yardage and touchdowns this year? Is it the same guy or three different guys?
The most catches will be Steve Smith.
Probably right.
The most touchdowns will be Sonoris Moss.
You think so?
Yes, I do.
Not Kevin Boss?
No, I think Sonoris Moss is going to have a big season, and it will have long ones, too.
I hope so.
We'll have long ones. And what was the other question? Most
yardage. Maybe Hickson? Three different guys?
No, I would say I'm going to go Moss, Smith.
And you're not going to play in this FN Fantasy League. You would not throw down the gauntlet. You would not draft the team just to experience it, just as shared.
All right, now I'm going to let you have one. I'm going to let you have a moment in the sun.
Okay.
If you could pick a player for the fantasy draft, who is the player you would pick? I mean, is it obvious, and it's so obvious that it's Tom Brady, or is it more obscure than that?
Well, Tom Brady, some people think he's number one at quarterback, but number one in fantasy is definitely Adrian Peterson. Because
you get more for long runs?
That's one reason why. Another reason is running back is the scarcest position. There's so many teams now that do running back by committee that only a handful of teams will get a guy with like 1,700 yards, like Peterson does. So he's number one.
Here's the problem.
A ton of touchdowns.
You got too excited when I asked you that question. It scares me. Okay,
Mike, it's a lot of fun.
It scares me.
I hope sometime you give it a try and experience it.
Take care. Okay. Joe in Florida, he got too excited. Didn't he? When he answered that question, you could just tell he was thrilled to answer that question. And he answered it. So you take the running back because they are more scarce. And he's right about that. He actually made a salient football point. Most teams are running back by committee. But aren't the Vikings also running back by committee? Yes, they are. I mean, they use their secondary back very much, too. But their primary back is a better player. So he still gets more, but he still shares. It's not like he's going to get 2,300 yards. He's not going to be allowed to do that. Joe in Florida, what's up, Joe?
Hi, Mike. Thanks for taking my call.
What's happening?
I have a question for you. Educate me on something. Is steroid a legitimate drug? Is that a drug like...